Some fresh air right now. There's no change in anything about me. I'm really trying not to have an anxiety attack, panic attack, whatever you want to call it. One of my coworkers had been calling me because she knows where I live, and she said that there are news reports that are supposed to be mandatory evacuations in this area because they're going to start cutting the power. Now, where I live is like your oil and gas energy corridor, and if you were watching the national news, let me first say that God's grace is so real. God's grace is so real. I think I'm going to go for like a walk on the street and then come back to this restaurant because I just feel like my nerves, and that's why sometimes it does not help you to talk to people. Like, I'm really getting pissed off with people putting like dramatic videos out there, like, or dramatic content out there, because it doesn't really help anything to be like so dramatic. Like, the best thing you can do is to remain calm, because when push comes to shove, you have to sit there and make rational decisions. And a lot of times people are sitting there over dramatizing their situation, and you don't know the effect that they may have for the next person who is trying to hold on. So they're doing like mandatory evacuations. I called my apartment complex to see if we're going to be on the list of evacuations. They don't know. They're talking about cutting the power because if you're watching the national news, I can barely even get it out. This area is part of the area that flooded, or not flooded, well, it did flood, but it's the area where the Houston dams are located. So I feel extremely isolated beyond anything that you can ever imagine in your life. I am completely boxed in. I tried to go a little bit yesterday to see how far I could go, and then I tried to go a little bit today because they wanted to go back to work on Tuesday, and I literally could not find my way to work. I was taking some questionable routes. It's taking me forever to get home because there's water on both sides of my street for me to actually exit. So I just had like an uneasy feeling all day. My coworker, she is kind of dramatic. You know, she said they don't know, what, to the extent of what streets. We're talking about streets here. Like, right now, since I've been talking to you, I started off on one street. I'm about to cross the second street. We're talking about like streets away. Is the grace that I'm surviving on right now. So I needed to get out and just get some fresh air and try to collect my thoughts, because I feel like that I'm not thinking clearly. I feel like I'm starting to like think like an animal or something, because I'm just like caged up. I don't know what to believe. Okay, so there is something going on down here. You'll see all these flashing lights for some reason. Jesus, it's crazy. Let me see. So I don't know what's going on right now, but there are like all these different emergency vehicles. There are people in boats, people still trying to get rescued. I felt fortunate because I don't know what's going on, but now it's getting more seriously. Like, why are all these boats going in this direction? And that's the direction that I'm in. I'm terrified. I don't want to be like super dramatic, but I don't want to be dramatic. I hate to say that. I hate to say that I don't have family here, but it's true. And you get to find out who your real friends are. I had somebody to